Radio.
Yalgo la duma indo ihtimam yanta kumbel kilo lo ditu nas muslimin nas ma اللي هي حاجه بعدين مني ابا امسكوا بلد في زول حديد في زول جبل على اثر ما في بلد ودرجين للابد حتى مستشفى اسرتنا ما الناس عندهم مشاكل مسؤولين يعطوا كل ديما مستشفى الحكومه لكن دي حاجات للناس يعني عملوا وكالة لناس كتير حتى أمهات الحملانات القرى هناك بيلقوا دكاترة عشان جينا دايما مشاكل في المستقبل ده كله ده برا من الحكومة حاجات ده قاعد يعمل نفسه لكن أنا ما قاعد أفهم من الناس اللي كده الحكومة ده هو قاصد مني وقاصد شنو ذاته لأن ممكن يعني جينا قوي ما عنده محل ما عنده ما عنده يعني أساس جينا ده بولدو شنو جينا ما قاعد أمور تعبان يعني ممكن بتعب ده لعده مولد راحيم ولد ده بتعب لسه ما في طبعا ده في خطر شديد.
Sounds of the Week on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, this is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. Vice President Taban Dengai has called on road contractors to remain patient as the government reviews claims of unpaid arrears, said to total $700 million. The newly appointed governor of Central Equatorial State has instructed the Juba City Council to rehabilitate roads under its jurisdiction as part of efforts to improve service delivery. And the United Nations Children Agency, UNICEF, has called on the government to increase investment in education, health, nutrition, clean water, and child protection to safeguard the rights of children. These stories and more are coming to you in this news bulletin with me, James Atem. Now the news in detail. Vice President Taban Dengai has called on road contractors to remain patient as the government reviews claims of unpaid arrears said to total $700 million. According to a statement from the office of the Vice President, Taban, who also chairs the infrastructure cluster, made the appeal during a meeting with representatives of South Sudan Contractors Association on Monday. The contractors asked for the Vice President intervention, saying the alleged arrears have greatly affected road construction works across the country. Taban assured that his office will engage the relevant institutions, including the Ministry of Roads and Bridges and the Ministry of Finance, ARC, the main contractor, to determine the way forward. It is unclear which specific road project the arrears are linked to. However, major national roads such as the Juba-Rumbek Highway and the Juba-Bor-Malakal Highway are among the projects the government has been working on in recent years. The newly appointed governor of Central Equatorial State has instructed the Juba City Council to rehabilitate roads under its jurisdiction as part of efforts to improve service delivery. Speaking after the state cabinet meeting, Nyarsuk Patrick, the State Minister of Information and Communication, said Governor Adil also directed the state's financial institutions to step up revenue collection. Nyarsuk added that the governor has committed his administration to prioritize agriculture by empowering cooperative societies as a way to fight food insecurity. He spoke to the media after the cabinet meeting in Juba yesterday.
The financial institution to put more effort on looking into how this financial institution can have an effective framework for the government to be able to operate effectively to deliver services to the people of Central Equatorial State. The governor also emphasized on making sure this time around Juba City Council should should become an effective institution that will be able to deliver effective services to the people of Central Equatoria State, making sure rehabilitation of roads within Juba City Council is a key center of the leadership of Juba City Council, making sure also the city is kept clean and green to the standard that represent the image of the country.
The United Nations Children Agency, UNICEF, has called on the government to increase investment in education, health, nutrition, clean water, and child protection to safeguard the rights of children. The agency made the call yesterday as it marked the World's Children's Day. In a statement shared with iRadio, UNICEF said it is concerned about low domestic investment in services for children and appealed for stronger budget allocations that promote and protect their rights. The agency noted that children can only thrive when they have access to inclusive quality education, nutritious food, clean water, health care, and protection from violations. Naola Iskina, UNICEF representative in South Sudan, said children are suffering from the impact of multiple shocks, including the climate crisis, insecurity, and poverty. She stressed that prioritizing investment in children, including their education, health, nutrition, and access to safe water and protection, is essential for South Sudan's development and for the rights of every child. In the statement, Iskina said, and I quote, "On World Children's Day, UNICEF reaffirms its commitment to advocating for the rights of every child through its program of cooperation and long-standing collaboration with the government of the Republic of South Sudan and our partners. While we continue to deeply appreciate the continued support of donors to South Sudan's children, a true leap for children's rights will happen when there is deeper and sustained budgetary allocation and execution to social services." End quote. World Children's Day is marked on November 20th every year to promote global togetherness, awareness among children, and improve their welfare. This is iRadio News. The newly appointed Minister of Environment and Forestry, Mabur Garang Di Mabur, has pledged to draft a national master plan to tackle deforestation, national environmental damage and pollution in oil-producing areas. He officially took office yesterday in a ceremony attended by senior government officials, diplomats, and members of the national legislature. Speaking at the event, Minister Mabur thanked President Salva Kiir for giving him what he called a critical task to address the country's environmental challenges. He said widespread deforestation, land degradation, and the pressures that push people to rely on charcoal production are major concerns. He also warned that pollution in oil-producing areas is harming communities, livestock, and the environment. Minister Mabur said he will work closely with the ministry staff and the undersecretaries for Environment and Forestry to develop a detailed master plan. This, he said, will help review past work, identify gaps, and set clear priorities to strengthen the ministry's role in managing South Sudan's natural resources. You're listening to iRadio News, and lastly, before the regional and international news, a University of Juba professor has defended polygamous marriages, saying the practice is part of African hospitality and can be beneficial when well managed. Dr. Julia Duane spoke at the Dairy Cultural Festival at the University of Juba yesterday. She challenged common criticism of polygamy, arguing that it can bring social benefits if organized properly. Dr. Duane, the former Vice-Chancellor of Dr. John Garang Memorial University of Science and Technology, used her own upbringing as an example. She said growing up in her father Benjamin's household, which had 11 wives, was a communal and orderly experience.
My father has 11 wives, so we grew up in a very big house where everybody, is busy running around. Kids are together in one place. Sometimes other people don't know our name. They just know these are children of Benjamin. The house is very busy, and the good thing, with my father, he makes sure that all the children, they eat in one place. And our mothers, they have the choice. Who is cooking today and who will be cooking next tomorrow, like that. So there is no any child that is eating with his mother or her mother. All of us eat in one place. And I used to tell, I call it the African hospitality. When you said polygamy is not good, I say no. Polygamy sometimes is good if it is managed well. The community of Benjamin Bill grew up to be one of a household that everybody knows around.
You're listening to Wire Radio News, and now to the regional and international news. We are joined by Lasuba Memo. We apologize. Now we'll have the sport news with my colleague Darlington Moses.
Thank you so much, James Atem. In the world of sport, we are starting with home news. South Sudan Premier League action wrap up this week with several key results that have reshaped the standings as teams complete their 8th round of matches. In Wau, Al Hilal FC held Koryom FC to a 2-2 draw, while Melekia SSCC fell at home, losing 3-2 to Salam FC away. El Merreikh Bantu delivered one of the strongest performances of the round, defeating Bantu City by 4-1. Over the weekend, Jammus continued their unbeaten run with a 2-0 win over Wajuma FC, and Holy Family FC secured all 3 points with a 2-0 victory against Olympic FC. On Monday, league leaders Qatar FC extended their dominance, edging Lion Hunters FC by 1-0. Al Ghazala FC also collected a crucial win, beating At Labara FC 4-3 in a high-scoring thriller. The results keep Qatar FC at the top of the table with 22 points, followed closely by Jammus on 20 points. El Merreikh Bantu sits third with 19 points, while Melekia and Holy Family round out the top 5. At the bottom end, Al Hilal FC remains winless with just 3 points, while Bantu City sits on 4 points after 8 matches. In some updates from the English Premier League, Chelsea's Cole Palmer faces another spell on the sidelines after fracturing a toe in an accident at home. The England forward had just returned to training after 2 months out with a groin injury. He will miss the Blues' next 3 fixtures: Saturday's Premier League game at Burnley, Tuesday's Champions League fixture against Barcelona, and next weekend's match at home to Arsenal. And Liverpool boss Arne Slot says his side missed Diogo Jota both as a player and a person. The Portuguese winger died in a car crash last summer at the age of 28. The Reds have lost 4 of their past 5 matches in the Premier League and were beaten 3-0 by Manchester City at Etihad Stadium before the national break. In last season's league fixture away at Forest, Jota scored 22 seconds after coming on as a substitute in the 1-1 draw. This is IW Sport News, and back to you, James Atem.
Thank you very much, Darlington Moses, for the sport news. And you're listening to iRadio News. And to end this bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Vice President Taban Dengai has called on road contractors to remain patient as the government reviews claims of unpaid arrears said to total $700 million. The newly appointed governor of Central Equatorial State has instructed the Juba City Council to rehabilitate roads under its jurisdiction as part of efforts to improve service delivery. And the United Nations Children Agency, UNICEF, has called on the government to increase investment in education, health, nutrition, and clean water and child protection to safeguard the rights of children. That's the end of our radio news. If there is a story or an event you would like our radio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +211 925 287 870. It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at 1:30. I am James Atem. Thanks for listening.